Hello and good morning. We're wrapping up our review. Remember, Chapter 1 or Exam 1 rather is tomorrow. So let's take a look here and let's work some of these problems here. This one right here says solve by substitution, then solve by graphing, and then solve by elimination. Now I don't know that I really taught you elimination, but you still need to know it. So look up here. Well, to graph it, you're going to get y by itself. Okay, so let's do graphing first. So number one, and by the way, bell work is due this Friday. Week 9, 1 through 9 rather. Okay, 9 weeks. I only want 9 pages. So let's take a look here. We'll call this one A and B. What you want to do is get y by itself. So watch what I do here. Okay. So in order to get y by itself, to graph it, you want to circle that y, subtract 3x from both sides. So you get negative y is equal to negative 3x plus 2. And then you want to change all your signs. Put that little wave. Okay, so graph it. Your y-intercept is here, so you want to go down 2, and then your slope is up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then to the right 1. So your graph looks like this. Your next one, you want to do the same thing. So B, you want to subtract 2x from both sides. You want to go up 8. And it's better if you use graph paper. So you want to go down 2 and then to the right 1. So down 2 and then to the right 1. And where they hit is your answer. Okay, if they don't hit, then you put no solution. Okay, that's only if the lines are parallel. So this one hits in quadrant 1. I'm not real sure of the point. Okay, I'll just take a guess. Over 2, up 3, and that's just a guess. The only way you know for sure is if you plug in x and y into both of these equations and see if you get 2, and then when you plug it in here, see if you get 8. So graphing is only as accurate as you are. Substitution. Substitution, you got to get one of these by itself. I like this one. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2x. So I'm going to get y equals negative 2x plus 8. I'm going to take all of this and substitute right here for the y. So I'm going to get 3x minus, and be careful with that minus, and then you're going to substitute all of this in place of this first equation for the y. You're going to distribute. So you get 3x plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 2. So this gives you 5x. You want to go ahead and add 8 to both sides and get 10 and get x equals 2. 10 divided. So it looks like it is over 2. Now to get y, you want to plug it in here. So negative 2 times 2 is 4 plus 8 is 12. Actually that's a negative. So it should be a positive 4. So y should be a positive 4. Let's see what I said. I said over 2 up 3. So I was close. The correct answer should be 2 and 4. All right, let's keep moving. If you have some questions, make sure you stop me. Elimination, I didn't teach you, so look up here. Elimination, you got to line up the x's, which they already are lined up. Here, the y's cancel when you add this up. So 3x plus 2x gives you 5x. When you add up a negative y plus y, you get 0, and 8 plus 2 is 10. And when you divide by 5, you get x equals 2. And once you get 2, then you plug it in. I'm going to put it here. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then I subtract 8 minus that 4, and I get 4. So I get 2 and 4. In elimination, that's how you work it. And just so you know, if the x's and y's are not lined up, you need to line them up. And by the way, this is called standard form. So both equations must be in standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. And you need to know that. Okay? All right, let's keep moving. We did all of that, A, B, and C. Let's talk about today's work. So get out your white paper for the review, and we're going to work these, and then we're going to call it a day. And tomorrow you have your exam, chapter 1, or test 1 rather, for first period. So look up here. The calendar is on the board for this week. So to graph this, you want to make a table. And actually, you don't need to use a table. What you can do is just use your slope and y-intercept. So your slope is 1/2. Your y-intercept is up 1. So you want to go up 1, rise over run. So up 1 and then over 2. And that's how you graph that one. Real simple. Okay. This one right here is a special case, number 2. Put x and then go to 1. And notice that it is like the tick mark, it's going to be vertical. If it says x, it looks like the y. All right, this one right here is this a solution? Well, the only way that this is a solution is if we go ahead and plug it in and see if it works. So we want to plug in our numbers here. So plug in 2 here for x and plug in -3 here and see if it spits out a 12. So this is 6. This right here becomes a positive 6, and that does give you 12. So it works in that one. Put a 2 here and put a -3 here and see if it spits out a -5. So that's 4. This is a -9, and that does give you a -5. So the answer is yes. A -9 plus 4 is a -5. So it is a solution. And remember, it's got to work in both of those. Okay, this one is a graph. To graph it, you got to get y by itself. So go ahead and do that right now. Get y by itself and then graph it. So for this one, you're going to subtract 3x. So you're going to get a -3x plus 7. This one right here is a little more work. You're going to subtract x. So you're going to get a -2y is equal to a -x plus 0. But you don't need to write the plus 0. And then divide by -2. So you're going to get y equals a positive x over 2. Put a 1 right here. So that gives you the slope. And your y-intercept is 0. So let's graph these. This one you go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your slope is down 3. 1, 2, 3. But to the right 1. So this one looks like that. This one right here, you're going to go up 0. And then the slope, that's your y-intercept. Then you're going to go up 1 and then over 2. And where they hit is your answer. And again, it's better if you use graph paper. All right, substitute. We talked about substitution. All right, this one already has y by itself. So substitute for the y. Go ahead and work that. So you're going to get x plus your y, your substitute. And you're going to solve that. So that gives you 2x minus 1 is equal to -7. You're going to add 1 to both sides and get 2x equals a -6. You're going to divide by 2 and get x equals a -3. So once you get -3, then you plug it into either one of these. I'm going to go back to the circle. -3 minus 1 is a -4, and that's where the two lines hit, and that is called substitution. One more. Graph this one, get y by itself. This is an inequality where you have to test to see which side to color in. Let's go ahead and work this one. This one right here, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. So I'm going to get y is less than -x plus 3. So I'm going to go up 3 and put a dot. And then my slope is going to be a -1 over 1. So go over 1 and then to the right 1. And this one right here is broken. Okay, that one's broken because there's no line under here. If it was like that, it would be solid. But this one's broken. Anyway, you're going to test 0, 0. So put 0 for the x and the y. When you put 0, you get 0 is less than 3 because this becomes 0. So just scratch that out. So 0 is less than 3. That's true. So you're going to color this side. We got one more to do. This one right here, you're going to get y by itself. Let me think about this. I would subtract x from both sides. And when you subtract x, you get -y is less than -x plus 1. Then you got to change all your signs, including the inequality. So you get y is now greater than x minus 1. So you want to graph it. I'm going to use a different color. So I'm going to go down 1 because that's your y-intercept. And then your slope is up 1 over 1, which is here. This one is also broken. I'm going to use 0, 0. Okay, so if you put 0, 0 in here, and I'd go back to the original, I get 0 is less than 1. That's true. So this one you're going to color this way, and where they overlap, which is right up in here, is your solution. And that's how you do it. All right, let's turn our attention now to geometry. Copy all of that down. Remember, tomorrow is exam number 1. The exam schedule is on the board. You can take a copy of it. And by the way, all your bell work is due this week, okay, for the second marking period. So let's take a look. Retesting is from Wednesday to Sunday. It says name all the angles. Well, corresponding is top, top, bottom, bottom. Write that down. Top, top, bottom, bottom. Okay, so the top is 1 and 3, so 1 and 3. And the bottom is 5 and 7. 2 and 4 is top, top. And then bottom, bottom is 6 and 8. Those are all the corresponding. And remember, if the lines are parallel, if this line is parallel to that line, then these are all equal. 6 is equal to 8, etc. Okay, alternating interior. Alternating interior would be between these two lines. Anything in between these two lines. So it would be 5 and 4. It jumps across the transversal. So 5 and 4. And 6 and 3. Those are alternating interior. Alternating exterior would be on the outside, jumping across, so that would be 1 and 8. And 2 and 7. Okay, and then finally, vertical is like 1 and 6, 2 and 5. There's a bunch of them. 3 and 8. And then finally 4 and 7. And vertical angles are always equal. So they're always equal. Okay. All right, let's finish this up. Same side interior. That would be, here's your transversal. So the same side interior would be 6 and 4. So put 6 and 4 and also 5 and 3. And also same side exterior, there's your exterior. So it would be 2 and 8. So 2 and 8. If you didn't learn these before, go back over this video. 1 and 7. All right, now if the lines are parallel, everything is equal, but these add up to 180. So these are the only ones that add up to 180. Okay, all the other ones would be equal. So let's take a look. If angle 5 is 30 and the lines are parallel, now the lines have to be parallel in order for all of these to be equal. Okay, make sure you know that. So take a look here. Angle 5 is 30, so put 30. Well, vertical straight across, that's always equal, so put 30. Alternating interior equal, so put 30. These two are supplementary. They're same side interior, so this has to be 150. There's no way they're equal. This one's big, this one's small, but they are adding up to 180. This one's vertical. Okay, it's also bottom, bottom. It's also corresponding. It's also alternating exterior. Okay, this one right here is 150 because every line is equal to 150. Also, these are bottom, 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 bottom. Also, these are supplementary. So there's a lot of things. These two are vertical, 150, and alternating exterior would be 150, and they're also supplementary. So there's a lot of reasons here. But remember, if it has SS and the lines are parallel, those are the only two that add up to 180. All the other ones are equal. Make sure you know that. All right, on your white sheets of paper, and if you need some, they're back there by the pencil sharpener or up in the front by this cart. I want midpoint, distance, and slope. Do that right now, please. All right, the midpoint, you're going to add up your x's. So you're going to get this plus this gives you a 1 and divide by 2. Okay. This one right here, you're going to add up your y's. That gives you a negative 12, and you're going to divide by 2. So your final answer would be 1/2 and negative 6. Okay, 12 divided by 2. Distance, you're going to put your x's in here and your y's in here. Okay, so your x's, and it doesn't matter which way you go. I'm going to go backwards. So 3 minus a negative 2, so 3 minus a negative 2, and 5 minus a negative 7. And actually, that's a negative 5 minus a negative 7. So be careful. Let me check my other ones just to make sure. Okay, I think I'm okay. So that becomes a plus, so that's 5 squared. This becomes a plus. 7 minus 5 is 2 squared. So I end up with 25 plus 4, 2 squared. That gives me the square root of 29. Make sure you know how to do midpoint, distance, and slope. So 29, shift, square root. I get 5.4, and I rounded it off, okay? Well, let's go on. Last one is slope. Slope, you're going to put your y's at the top. So it's going to be negative 5 minus a negative 7. So negative 5 minus a negative 7, and then 3 minus a negative 2. So 3 minus a negative 2. Make sure you can do that. You get 2 over 5. Rise over run. Okay? That's your slope. Midpoint, distance, and slope. All right, let's keep moving. Copy down number 9, or rather number 4. What's the range of the third side? Remember, you add and subtract. Real easy. So when you add these, you get 32. And when you subtract, you get 8. So x has to be in between. It can't be 8, and it can't be 32, but it could be 9, all the way up to 31. Okay? And that would make a triangle. So you add and subtract for those. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so on this next one right here, it says find the longest side. So the longest side is opposite the biggest angle. So this angle right here is 110. So you go across. So AC, segment AC is the biggest. Okay? If they say which one's the smallest, then you go across and you would say segment AB. This one right here, draw this diagram. All right, the trick here is to first separate the two triangles, okay? So you want to separate this triangle and that triangle. When you do, you have something that looks like this. So step number 1 is to separate the triangles, okay? So now look at what you have. You have this side is equal to this side because it's got a mark, so put 120 here. They want to find this one. Now, what happens here is this angle here is equal to that angle. And this side is equal to that side. This side is in common to both triangles. So this side is the same. So what you have is the triangles are similar by side, angle, side. And this is called included. It has to be in between. Since this triangle is similar to that triangle, you can write a proportion. So I'd put this one over this. And actually, they're equal. So it's very simple. You don't even need to write a proportion. So it has to be 160. But the trick here is to separate it, number 1. And number 2, prove that the triangles are similar. They must be similar to be proportional. This one right here, let's see what's going on. They want you to find NO. So draw this diagram. All right, here's the way I would do it. You see 60 and 75 right here? That's OM. And 60 and 75 is this one, so it matches RP. So write it like this, okay? This one is 75 and 45, that's MN. And 75 and 45 is PQ, so put PQ. This is kind of like the key. Last one, 60 and 45 is ON, and 60 and 45 is RQ. And this is how you write a proportion, okay? You match up the sides with those sides. It's similar. So you write a proportion. Now here, let's see what's going on. They had to have given us some numbers, and I don't see some numbers here. Okay, so NO is the one they wanted. So I guess put an X here. I'm going to make up some numbers. Let's make this 12 and 20. Okay, so here's how you do it. Watch. And you actually need one more. Let me see which one we need. Let's see. RP is 60 and 75. So let's make this one 4. Okay, and I'm just making up these numbers. So OM right here, you're going to put a 4. Okay, and RP is going to be 12. So RP is going to be 12. Okay, so write that down. And then M or NO or ON is X. So ON is X. And RQ is the one you really need. So RQ, we're going to go ahead and switch that up and just make that 20. Okay. This is just so we can work it. I didn't have the numbers. So we're going to get 4 over 12 is equal to X over 20. You're going to multiply by 20, and then you're going to divide by 12. So you're going to get 20 times 4 is 80, divided by 12. Now, keep in mind what I'm saying. The first thing you do is you write your proportions, so you match up the sides, and then they're going to give you 3 numbers. And I had to switch these around to make it work. But I hope you understand the idea. Now let's keep moving. Draw number 8. This one right here is also a proportion. I don't want you to miss proportions. Okay, these are similar. So I would go either way. You could go a lot of things. You can go 11 over X equals 33 over 9. You can do that. That should work. You can also go this way. You could say 11 over 33 equals X over 9. So there's a lot of things you can do. Now you can't go backwards. Like if you start here and you go this way, you can't start here and go that way. The arrows have to go in the same direction. Okay? So I would go top over bottom equals top over bottom. That's probably the best way to do it. So that's going to give you 99 is equal to X times 39. And then you're going to divide by 39. And when you do, you're going to get your calculator and work that out. So I don't know what it is. So 99 divided by 39. I get 2.53. But make sure you understand the pattern, okay? Top over bottom equals top over bottom. It's a proportion, okay? One more. Draw this diagram. All right, so this one you're going to do it the same way. Top over bottom. So 4 over 18 equals top over bottom, and this should work. And the only reason why it works is because the lines are parallel. They're actually similar triangles. All right, and we'll just leave it at that. So you're going to multiply by 22 times 4 and divide by 18. So 22 times 4 and then divide by 18. When you do that, you get 4.9. Okay? All right. Compare a square and a rectangle. Copy that down. Well, a rectangle looks like this, and it's got all the properties of a parallelogram. A square looks like this. Okay? So when you compare them, they got the OOOCD, opposite sides parallel, opposite sides congruent, opposite angles congruent, consecutive angles add up to 180, diagonals bisect each other. But the difference between these is the diagonals come in at 90 degrees. The diagonals are perpendicular here. Okay? It's a difference. And the other difference is all sides are equal. So perpendiculars and all sides equal. Write that down. Perpendicular sides and all sides are congruent. And that's for the square. Let's keep moving. All right. I want you to take number 11, and I want you to copy it down first, and then I want you to graph it and see if you can figure out where X and Y is. Okay? So I'm going to try this one. I'm going to go -3, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put an A. we can go ahead and label it. So over 1, up 7, 5, 6, 7, B. And then C is over 3, up 3, and that's C. And it's a square. So your other point should be somewhere right here. Okay. And since we're using freehand, it's going to be hard to tell. But at least you know where it's at. Okay. All right, let's go on. Convex and concave. Let's talk about this. Concave is if it goes down inside itself. So copy that down. See that point, how it caves in? Convex is like a puffed out polygon. You see how this one is puffed out? All of these are puffed out. That's convex. So just remember, concave is like it caves in. You need to know that. It says draw a convex and concave polygon, octagon. Octagon is 8 sides, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one right here, I got to be careful. I got to redraw this one. Okay, and concave would look something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that one would be concave and convex. Okay, that's pretty much it. Good luck tomorrow on your first period exam. And again, the schedule's up there, and I'll see you guys later.